Okay, so the lesson plan that we're going to be showing to you guys today is going to be moon phases. We decided to do it in a third grade level, and the TEKS for our lesson plan is from Earth and Space. The student knows that there are recognizable patterns in the natural world and among objects in the sky. The student is expected to construct models that demonstrate the relationship of the sun, Earth, and moon, including the orbits and its positions. So the estimated time that is required for our lesson plan is mostly 75 minutes. That's what we decided that it would be better to learn the material. So the lesson plan is focused on remembering, applying, and analyzing in the Bloom's taxonomy. The first level of remembering is the student will memorize, distinguish, read, write, and repeat the different phases of the moon. The level of application, the student will use the acquired knowledge in a new way by constructing the meaning, developing new information, and transferring new concepts. To hands-on activities and construction meanings. So also they will relate to analyzing and a high order thinking skills in which the student will learn to classify or compare the different phases of the moon. The students will differential one phase from the rest and will be able to list, distinguish, and relationships. So our three learning goals are understand, know, and the do, or the skills that they will require. So understanding will be the students will understand the familiarization with repeating patterns in nature, mainly the phases of the moon. The activities in the lesson plan will involve both individual and classwork to facilitate the students' learning. It will begin with a hands-on activity that it will give students and demonstrate the moon phases and how they change. The priority is to get students noticing and describing when and what the sky looks like to them in different times. So the know is the students will know the meaning of moon phases, and he will be able to memorize the different phases of the moon, which are full moon, waxing gibbous, first quarter, waxing crescent, new moon, waning crescent, third quarter, and waning gibbous. So the skills is the students will be able to observe, documents, and do an activity that will encourage them to recognize the patterns of the moon phases. So that is basically what our lesson plan is going to be about, and my partners will be showing you guys what are the different steps that I just concluded.
Hello, my name is Montserrat Garcia, and today I will be presenting our materials. Our materials do include the moon phases cutouts, Starling Discovers the moon phases cards, a science book, Oreo cookies, black and gray construction paper, a white crayon, and printable definitions. In the troubleshooting and safety area, number one, teachers should explain to students that while working with food, they shouldn't be eating it or putting it in their mouth. However, depending on the teacher, you could always do the incentive of having them eat the Oreos afterwards. Number two, in the engage part, if the video is unable to play or if the connection gets lost, the teacher will have cutouts of the moon phases just to portray the different phases and engage the students in that way. So I made a new moon and a full moon, and these are just an example. Number three, since Oreo cookies will be used, there should be an additional 2 packages bought just in the case that any Oreo cookies break or something happens. Number 4, all students will be taken into consideration, and there will be modifications done for all students, which we will mention.
Hello, my favorite student. Today we're going to be exploring space. And to start, I'm going to play this video about the moon phases on your favorite website.
in now.
Well, maybe I shouldn't have come here alone, but I thought the moon was getting smaller and disappearing. See? Well, I was wrong about that.
Yeah.
We kind of were. But now I know what's really going on up here. The moon is running out of light.
Huh?
Yeah, the light in the moon is going out. We have to get more light bulbs. Lots of them. 100 maybe.
Whoa, slow down there, junior scientist.
The light isn't coming from inside the moon, Starling.
It's not? Want to see something interesting? Always moving. And because of this constant movement, the moon looks like it has more light on it at certain times than others. We see a full moon sometimes, then less of it and less. Then none of it. Then we see more and more of the moon until we see the full moon again. This lunar cycle happens about every 28 days. Oh, hi. Ta-da! Pictures of the lunar cycle.
One is missing, right?
Right. So, if you look up, you will see the full moon.
That was a cute video, right? Yes, you liked the video? Okay, so what's something new that you learned from this video?
I learned that the moon cycle lasts 28 days.
Okay, yes, the moon cycle does last 28 days. What's something that came out in this video that you already knew?
I already knew that the moon wasn't disappearing.
Okay, you knew the moon wasn't disappearing. And my last question is, what was your favorite part from this video?
That Ava said that she would pretend that she didn't see the little rocket blast off.
So, after viewing the video, we learned that the moon goes through phases. How many phases does our moon go through?
8 phases.
Correct. Can anyone name a phase for me?
New moon.
Yes, new moon is a phase. Anyone else?
First quarter.
First quarter. Okay, one more before moving on.
Full moon.
Full moon. Okay, now listen closely, guys. We're going to work on an activity. I'm going to assign you a partner, and I'm going to give you both 4 Oreo cookies. So together, you will both have 8 cookies. What I want you all to do is recreate the phases of the moon with the vanilla part of the cookie, the white part. I want to see what you all know about the moon phases together. I will walk around the room to see who needs help and make sure you are all on the correct path. Okay, class, I already walked around the room and everybody's done with the activity. So now I want you all to meet me in the carpet, but wait until I call in your group, okay? Not all at once. Group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now that we're out here in the carpet, I just wanted to have some reflection time with all of you over the moon phases. Did you all think it was hard, easy? What did you all not like? Don't be too overwhelmed right now. This activity was just the beginning. I don't expect you to know all the phases of the moon already. I do want you to be familiarized with the names of the moon phases though. Any questions? Okay. Right now, I'm just gonna show you all Group 3's activity. Look at how neat it is. The phases of the moon. So here's Group 3's activity, everyone. This is the new moon, waning crescent, third quarter, waning gibbous, full moon, waxing gibbous, first quarter, and the waxing crescent. These are all 8 phases. Group 3 did a fantastic job. Okay, guys, before we go back to our seats, I need you all to answer me one important question. How many moon phases are there in total? Yes, 8 is correct. All right, now I will need you all to go back to your seats once I call your group, because we're gonna work on another activity.
This is the extend elaborate session. By this time, the students already know that the earth, the sun, and the moon are objects in the sky, and that the sun shines on the moon to provide light. It is important for them to learn about the different patterns of the objects in the sky and about movements. We will be doing an hands-on activity. It's a moon foldable. The kids will be engaged with this activity and they will do it independently. I will provide a worksheet with all the definitions of the different faces. These are already cut, and I will provide also this is made of cardboard, color gray and black. The black is for the new moon, and these they're gonna cut themselves, and they're gonna use white crayon, glue stick, and the scissors to cut the definitions or the characteristics of each moon face, but these are already cut. They will be provided with a black foldable made of black cardboard or construction paper. These I had here in my home, and the kids will be just doing cutting and organizing them like this, organizing them all together and pasting them in this area. Like in the first block, it's a new moon. Here is a black moon, and you open it and it would have the characteristics or definition about the new moon. The second is a waxing crescent. They're gonna cut it from here. They're gonna paste it, and they're gonna put the definitions or characteristics of the waxing crescent. First quarter, waxing gibbous. Full moon, waning gibbous. Last quarter, and waning crescent. This is a fun activity to have them engaged and to help them organized and retain information.
Now that we've learned all about the moon phases, now you're going to play with these moon phase cards, and I want you to put them in order from the new moon to the waning crescent. Okay, good job.
In this lesson, students should have learned that the moon has a variety of phases. Students are expected to make the connection between the name of the phase and the actual phase. The students were given the opportunity to work on an activity that would help gain a deeper understanding of the different moon phases that the moon has. So with this in mind, the teacher can close up the lesson by providing the students the opportunity to do a free write. So the teacher can just ask, what did you learn today? And tell me a little bit about 2 of the phases of the moon. So with this, you can give the students an opportunity to explain the phase of the moon and a little bit of what they learned.